Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this noble meeting with our National Youth Leader and the Deputy National Secretary of the Labour Party. And we are very honored to have you here today, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And most of us know Prince Kennedy Ahanotu because he has been at the forefront of our mandate, trying to get our mandate back from the people that took it. And if you watch any of the proceeding from the court case, we have seen him. And most Nigerians are wondering, who is this person? Who is this person that supported and is still supporting? I mean, sometimes, sir, when we see you, you're always there in the morning, you're always with our principal. And we just want to ask you some questions to understand what motivates you. Why did you take this role of the National Youth Leader? What motivates you to still stand, and you're still standing with our principal?
Sorry, before he answers, I would like to know who he is.
Oh, yes.
I would like to know you personally.
Okay. Okay.
So please tell me
My name is Prince Kennedy Chigozie Ahanotu. I'm a graduate of agricultural economics and rural sociology from Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, and I did my master's in development economics from University of Abuja. I'm also into climate change research. I'm an author. I've written 3 books now, published. This is who I am, and I'm a politician now, but not just a conventional politician.
What's the name of the book? Because I love reading, and I know that most youths, obedient, they want to buy the book. So what's the name of the book?
I have Conquering Violence, I have Beyond the Limits, and I have a biography series I wrote on a man that actually empowered a lot of people. He's a businessman in Nigeria. Late now, he died last year. Chief Ahanotu Olom from Imo State. I did a biography on him because he's among those that brought about this Igbo's servant boss kind of activity. So I did a biography on him, and the book is doing well out there anyway.
Wow. So we'll probably list the book at the end. So if you just think, you need to get a copy.
I will get a copy across.
And I'll actually stream it and put it on the YouTube. All the handles that we're streaming now, we'll put it out there. So why a National Youth Leader?
Well, thank you so much for that question. I've always said this, that I'm not part of those that will come into the world and just stay and go like that. From primary school, I was born into a royal family. That's why you see Prince. And then leadership is part of my life. And in primary school, I was a class monitor. In secondary school, I was a security prefect and also a senior prefect. In the university, I was all over the places. I was in ABU, Peace Club. I was the president of some state organizations. I was the welfare director for ABU, Student Representative Council, and I was also in the fellowship where I was a prayer coordinator, I was brothers coordinator, I was all over the places. Of course, I did my first book while I was in 100 level in the university. Then after that, I served in Abuja. I also was the platoon leader of my platoon. So, and I was also the leader of all the platoon leaders. And after that, when the Not Too Young to Run bill was passed sometime in 2017, 2018, I decided to, because I have this interest, I was the PRO of National Youth Council of Nigeria. I was working with Ikenga Ugochinyere then. But then it was not giving me the taste, the feel of mainstream politics, and being somebody that actually want to add value in national politics, I decided to take the bull by the horn in 2019, where I put in to run for the House of Representatives in Ahmad Buhari Federal Constituency of the FCT. I know that I won that election, even though the wave of our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, and Atiku then, made them follow the other person in the PDP. But I didn't see anything he did in the parliament. He didn't even present a bill. And here is a young man who is passionate about this parliamentary position, but I didn't win it. So after then, the impact I made in that election in the FCT met the then national chairman, late now. He called me and said that he wouldn't want me to just go like that. Yeah. That for a young man like me to do what I did with this level of passion, that he wants me to remain in the party. They invited me in our Kwanga convention in 2019, June, about 4 years now. So in that Akwanga, I emerged the Deputy National Secretary. I was elected as the Deputy National Secretary of the party. And after then, we continued. Nobody believed in the party. The party was nowhere to be found. We kept trying to market the party, tell people about what the party stands for, the philosophy, the logo, what the party represents, but people find it difficult to buy into the party. But then we continued until, you know what happened last year? Yes. When His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi graciously joined the party, because he took time to read about political parties in Nigeria. He discovered that he didn't even belong to the PDP in the first place. Or in the, of course, APC is no for him. And he found out that Labour Party is truly the party for social democrats. And I'm sorry to say this, Labour Party is the only political party that have the philosophy of what democracy is all about. Of course, they reflect human being, papa, mama, pikin, and you know that the family is the micro unit of the society. When you get it right in the family, you've gotten it right in the society. So only the picture, the logo of the party should tell you that this is where any right-thinking Democrat should belong. And I think along the line, you know what happened? The former leader did some things that the party was not comfortable with, and the party called on me, being the youngest among them. Of course, I'm among the youngest person to be holding a National Working Committee position in Nigeria. Outside the PDP youth leader is also a young person, but outside him, I am the youngest in the National Working Committee in Nigerian politics. So I was called upon in October 18, to be precise, to now lead the youths going into the election. And look at me here, so far, so good. And I am a passionate person that if I start a project, I don't like giving up on it. And being someone that believes in democracy and believes that things will have to work. I'm also happy I visited here. I can't imagine that our leaders will come here and come back and not want to give us the best. So I really gave it my best. I'm still willing to give in my best because I feel that this is worth dying for. If it is what I'll be remembered with, that I was among those that paid the highest price to make sure Nigeria gets close to looking something like what I'm seeing here, I will be happy for it. Wow. So that is how I become the national leader.
You know, when you were speaking, I could feel the passion. I could feel that, you know, you really want the job because you want to impact people, you want to affect life. And for some of us in the UK, I mean, we want to be part of politics. We want to join politics, but based on your experience, you've done it, you tried trying, you know, vying for office, you didn't get it. What do you think is the most challenge any youth out there who is watching this, because most of them are on social media now, they are all aspiring to be like you. What do you think is the most challenge that any youth that wants to be in politics or want to participate will face?
Well, I think it's indecision. Most of our youths are better saying, I want to be this, I want to be that, but they don't take the decision to go truly for it. I remember that it's not been easy being a national officer of a political party. Most of the youths we have now doesn't give attention, a lasting attention to things. And they believe that you get here today, you jump to the next level. No. The challenge is indecision and poor understanding of what politics is all about. You know, I know that because of how our elders, our fathers have played the politics, you know, most of them think it's give and take immediately. So Nigerian youths all over the world that want to participate in politics have to be strong-willed. number one. They have to be strong-willed because it's a terrain that is very difficult, especially for the younger generation, actually. I know what has been happening in the party. Nobody can point at me and say, I ate this money or I did this. And I'm the only one that's always speaking on television because I told them I'm not doing this to enrich myself. I'm just doing it to add value to leadership, to make sure that we get it right in Nigeria. So any young man that wants to be in politics must, number one, forget about selfie. He must remove selfishness. You know, he must be selfless. He must be willing to, you know, live a sacrificial life. He must have a will that I can do it, because that must be your driving force. If you don't have that will that you can do it, you cannot stand the tide, you know, in politics of Nigeria.
That's good. So we're kind of now starting to get into the politics side of the question. So my question is, what are the key issues or challenges facing our state right now and our country? What would you say the key issues are?
I feel poor education. And not just education, practical education. We have people that are educated, but they don't practice. And that is why most of our people, we undergo that education there. They come here, little touch from here, and there they are becoming the best. Because here they have facilities, they have the equipments, they have things that will make them succeed actually. But then we are just interested to go to school to seek for a job. You know, you just have the certificate and not do anything with it. I think what is challenging us now is education. Of course, that education is caused by leadership. So Nigeria have a serious leadership problem currently. Because if we get a good leadership, I think education, practical education will be achievable. And again, we have citizens, before now, we have citizens that are not interested in what is happening in the government. But I think we are getting it right, because with what the Obedient Movement and the Nigerian Labour Party have done in this election, I don't think Nigeria will go behind. Nigeria will always move from that level, I think so, yeah.
I like that. I like the event to it.
The question following that is, how do you propose to improve education and also job opportunities?
Well, like I said, I think we need to be more practical in our education. And again, we have, there is governance. Governance have started. I think from my office, I'm also open to anybody here that have some ideas in terms of bills and acts in the parliament that can, you know, because this is going to be policy. It's about changing the educational policy of Nigeria, simple as that, because the policy they have now is not working for us, you know. So we need a change of policy. So those of you that have any idea on the kind of education, on the approach you want, you come. We have appreciable members of the parliament currently. We can move in through them to push for such policies that will shape or change the course of education in Nigeria. The truth remains that we need entrepreneurial education. We need practical education. I read Agric Economics. I never visited the farm more than 5 times, but I read Agric Economics. You know, even though the Agric Economics is not, you don't deal with the real farming like agronomists or the soil scientists. But then, as an agric economist, I should be able to know production, you know, the processes, how you plant the crops. And I should be able to know all the process, except the ones I read on my own. I never visited. In fact, the ABU went and built they call it Center of Excellence, a massive building on a practical farmland where my faculty used to do practical then. So they went there and built a very massive building. You now see that what will now be the hope of the people reading agriculture in that school. So that is I'm
going to ask a question that most obedient they've been asking me, and it's kind of like, you know, they want to know, how do we as diaspora obedient engage with your office? How do we work with you? What project do you want us to involve? How do we have this think tank? How can we project our strategy to you? Because you happen to be our youth leader, national youth leader, and if God willing, and of course we're going to get back our mandate back,
yeah, sure.
We are going to be the future government of Nigeria. And we have a lot of brains. You know, we have the people living in Nigeria, they call them the Japa, and everybody's living. and these people are the brightest anywhere they are. How can they engage your office? How can they connect to your office? They all want to know.
Thank you so much. Like I said, the election have come and gone. A lot of people, because of the passion to see Nigeria work, they were not even members of the party. Many people don't even want to participate in political party. But the truth remains that my office, the office of the national leader, will be happier if we have all the obedience become card-carrying members of the Labour Party. You know why? There is no way we will achieve what we want to achieve without participating in politics. You cannot do it from outside the window. And I'm sorry to say this, we have so many support groups. Yes, it's fine to have support groups, but we lack party members. For example, if the Nigerian youths across the world decide to take up Labour Party, I'm sure it will happen. Before the next convention, if we have an appreciable number of youths in party position, we'll be able to say somebody 30, 35 should emerge as the presidential candidate. Because if the national chairman is a young person, the national secretary is a young person, and you can't become that national chairman or secretary except you participate. You must have a word, you must rise from the ranks. For example, before I became the deputy national secretary, before I ran for the election, I was a local council secretary of the party. Area council, local government, what they call local government. I was a local government secretary of the party. At some point, I became the director of ICT, director of ICT of the party. Till recently, I was the one managing the ICT of the party. You see, so these are processes that one have to determine himself and stay the course. So I'm inviting all the obedient, all the youths across the world to come and take over their party. It's their party, you know. That there is no two ways about it. We must participate. If you don't participate, in 2027 it will be more difficult for us. But if by now we have our people coming into party positions, taking over responsibilities in the party across board, it must not be at the NWC level. At the world level, we have young people hijack it. At the local government, we have young people hijack it. At the state, we have young people hijack it. Then when you call for convention, where these guys spend money to buy vote and buy people, you know, few people are the ones to decide who becomes the presidential candidate. So when we come to convention, we have educated, very bright people as party officers. Can you imagine when you have somebody like me as national chairman, national secretary, and holding all the position in the party, and I'm not interested in defrauding people. Yeah. Wow. I'm not even interested in what you are going to give me. I'm interested in what you are going to offer me as my president. You know, that is what is right. If we have people that have conscience, people that are decent, people that are not greedy, you know, in party leadership positions, we will produce a candidate that is clean. Wow. You can't see someone like Peter Obi coming out from APC or PDP because I don't think he will have the mind to spend that amount of money which these guys are spending to get that ticket because they see it as a do or die affair. As far as I'm concerned, even if I'm asked to resign from this office today, Office of the National Leader, I won't even make a phone call. I kept saying this. I won't call anybody because if not that, look at me now interacting with you people here. It has exposed me. It has given me this opportunity. But then, I'm giving a lot for it. It gives me a lot of headache. But then, it's a job that must be done.
Wow.
It's almost like a calling.
Yes.
I think what the National Youth Leader is trying to say is if you are obedient and you live in diaspora, you need to locate the party official in the country or
very important.
State where you are.
Very important.
There is a structure. We do have a Labour Party in the UK, sir.
Yes.
So if you're obedient, join Labour Party in the UK.
Very important.
Follow them.
Very important.
Find out who is the chairman, who is the Labour Party chairman in
very
the UK.
Important.
Be part of them, and then you will grow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what all should be encouraging because we need the youth to be part of this.
There is no two ways about it. We need the youth to participate. Even when a lot of people saw my pictures that I came here, they said I've japa. Even my friends started telling me that I've run away. I told them I've not run away. I'm coming back to finish the fight we started, you know, because I'm happy I came. It has motivated me to even fight more, because if it's working here, it can actually work there. Because they come here for holidays and they see all these things. You see road. I've never had you know, the way I hear it in the streets of Abuja. I've not seen police with gun since I came here. So if it can work here, why can't it work in Nigeria? Every day you wake up, you see police carrying, you are afraid. You don't even know what's going to happen. So you are driving, police is carrying gun around you.
Okay, so just one last question, because we've got lots of people here who are waiting and coming to ask you questions. What I want to ask is, what step will you take to promote transparency and accountability in government? And on that, I also want you, obviously, because we're going to go straight to that, so I'll ask you this last question. I want you to address the Labour Party in the UK. And there's something you said about, we can't do this if we're selfish. We have to be selfless.
Yeah.
So I'd like you to also, before we go to the crowd, also give, you know, a good word on how they should structure themselves with love. Because, like you mentioned, we have so many supporting bodies, support groups, but they're not part of Labour Party. So how do you...
Anyway, I know that there are people that feel they don't need to be politicians. And there are a lot of people that feel their support for Labour Party goes beyond being members of Labour Party. You can't take that away from them, but the truth remains that we need to participate. We need to be involved. Because if I say Labour Party does not have structure, what does it take to have a structure? Is it not people? It's the people. And you are there saying there is no structure, while you are somebody that can be part of that structure. You have everything it takes to be the structure. You know, if you are the structure, for example, those of you in the UK, leadership position is not a position to actually build enemies. For me, I have somebody here that he just learned that I am in the UK. He's here. We were in the poly together. And he heard that I'm in UK. There are a whole lot of them here that are calling me, they want to come and see me. So many of them have hosted me. If I were their enemy, he knew me when I was the campus president, fellowship president. Look at him, Chooks. President of the campus fellowship. He knew me from there. And he just got mad that, you're in the UK. He came to see me. You know, you don't build enemies when you are in leadership. I have enjoyed goodwill from people that I met when I was a campus fellowship president. There was this lady in the Polytechnic that made me spend my first dollar in Nigeria. I never traveled to US, but I spent dollars in Nigeria. Funke, a Yoruba lady, you know. We met in the fellowship. She was one of the ESCOs in the fellowship. And before you know, we graduated, we left the poly, because I left poly, went to university. She got married to somebody living in the US. And she kept sending me $.
Wow.
From there, I would speak with her husband. We became friends, a family friend. Till today, that relationship is still there. So those of us that have little opportunity to be chairman of the party, secretary of the party, you have to bear. It's not a position where you will not begin to feel you are the God. Everything you say matters. It's not what you say, it's what people want that matters. If they say we are going this direction, you must go that direction. And if you go that direction, it fails, they will take the responsibility. So it's even better you go with the people and fail than you go on your own and fail. Because if you go on your own and fail, they will throw the stone on you. You know, but if you go with them and it fails, you know, it will be everybody that will bear the consequence. So I want to urge, especially our UK people, to both the obedient and the party to be one. You know, I think there is this problem of ego and pride that people, you know, have in leadership. I'm not party to it, and that is why I flow with everybody in the Labour Party today. I don't make enemy of anybody, and whatever you can't tell me in my front, don't say it behind me. And if you tell me that this man said this, be sure. I will ask him.
Say it in his front.
Sincerely, because I will ask him. I say, why did you have to say this about me? And if he says no, you have lost trust. What I do is continue to build confidence with people. I build trust than I build affection. You know what? If people trust you, the affection will come. The love will come. They will shower you. But if you fail in test of trust, you have failed in everything.
Wow, thank you very much for that. So we've got,
Yeah, I think we need to. People have been waiting. They want to ask you questions.
so we've got the mic, please.
You will need to present the member. Then I will give the mic to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
for
sir.
taking your time all the way from Nigeria
Thank you, sir.
to come to London. I guess this is your first time in London.
This is my first time.
Wow, nice to see
My
you.
first time.
So God bless you.
I'm
Thank
happy.
you for your willingness to come.
Thank you so
my
much.
name is Joseph Ogiel,
Okay.
the strategic liaison director of Labour Party in UK.
Wow, okay.
Seeing you today has made my day.
Thank you.
That everything you have said, excuse me, you were talking to me to be able to do my job properly.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be liaising with you
Okay.
to
Feel
make
free.
sure that the Labour Party in diaspora really become Labour Party indeed.
That's
So it's an opportunity seeing you. I think it would have taken me time to come to Nigeria and see you. Now that you are here,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to see you.
It's a
You
pleasure,
are welcome,
sir.
sir.
Thank you
Everything
so
you have
much.
said, so I'm going to be liaising with you.
Thank
and
you.
make sure that we build a better Labour Party
You're
in the UK and the entire diaspora.
You're
God
welcome.
bless you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
I've seen so many of you, but in the TV. Well, my name is Victor Osaibobe Binerika.
Okay.
I contested in the House of Assembly election in Edo State,
Wow.
Edo East.
Okay.
Although we are in court now, because it was a stolen mandate.
Mandate, yeah.
The question I really want to bring to you is, there were lots of issues that went during this last campaign. The issue of substitution and all that, I suffered it. And that was what gave the chance for the opposition party to even get close to even rigging it. Because in Edo State, the Senate and the House of Rep, we cleared it neatly. It was the House of Assembly we had issues with. And right now we have just one candidate, and that is represented there now, which is the Oredo West candidate. And the rest of us are in court. Majority of us are in court because it was a stolen mandate. Now, the thing I want to ask is, how are you going to address this issue of unlawful substitution of candidates, where we were there from the beginning? The 1-2 million man march, the October 1st and all that, we suffered and we made sure we held on to the OB movement. And months along the line, getting to the finishing, you hear you are being substituted for one reason or the other. And you have to fight to keep that. So I don't know how you can address that so that we don't have that in the coming elections after this one, because Labour has come to stay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
So that's my question to you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to provide some insight on what has been happening in the party, and it's quite unfortunate. Of course, that is why I'm calling on young people, decent people, professionals to come in and take over the party. You know, the party has been a transitional point, you know, where people that fail their primaries in APC and PDP come in because they want to answer candidates. You know, they come in, they collect 1-2 naira from them and make them party candidates, Labour Party candidates. But you know one thing, one peculiar thing with the 2023 general election is that as at April, people were not coming to the party. And you know that in May, no, as at May even as at 15th of May, People were not even coming to the party. It was on around 18th that we, the national officers, got the hint that PO is joining the party. Then personally, because of my relationship with the key officers of the party, the day he paid for his nomination, I got to know that it's a done deal. But before then, what we do is that if I like you as a girlfriend, I give you ticket to go and run for election in Europe, knowing that you are not interested in running for election. You call your friends that are not even having anything to offer, just be a candidate. They dash it to people. Yeah. Not even, 80% of people you saw having Labour Party ticket didn't pay. I'm sorry to say this. They didn't pay. And if they pay, maybe it's 200,000 or 500,000. Ask all of them. They didn't pay what compared to what other political parties do. So the problem with substitution, and it costs the party pain till tomorrow, because there are some people that you ask them to party chairman in the state or you be the governorship candidate. When we have somebody that is serious to run, we will now sub the person, sub you. Some of them will sign the nomination and sign their withdrawal. So at some point, that is why it's good to do things with responsible people. You see a man that said, okay, I'll withdraw when we have somebody. When somebody now comes, a placeholder. He will now insist. He will place a price tag that you must pay him so amount before he will give you the ticket that we are giving to him by the party free of charge. You see, they do a lot of transactions and buying and selling. And that was what caught up with some officers of the party, because they really put the party into big shit. Look at what happened in Lagos. Lagos and Ogun. In fact, the entire Southwest, we had serious challenge there. Why? Because some of our party officers were paid by the government in power to make sure that we don't produce credible candidates that will challenge them in their elections. It also affected Badebo, GRV. It affected him. It affected most of our candidates in Lagos State, because initially, people that doesn't have any need to run for election were given tickets, just to downplay Labour Party chances. So when Peter Obi now came, the duty sensibility now came on us to be able to push for credible candidates across board. At that point, some of them that are used to transaction are not ready to relinquish their ticket. So some of you that it affected, I kept saying, very sorry, but I don't see that repeating again. Because currently, just in the last Imo gubernatorial election, we have 16 aspirants running for governorship. Yeah. So the issue of substitution, I don't think it will happen again, because Labour Party is now a big political party. It's already in the public. So some of those transactional things will no longer happen. So sorry about that. Currently, Edo State, we have over 26 persons aspiring to be governor of Edo State. Okay, the record I have is 26. Bayelsa, we had 6 persons. That wanted to be the governor of, but we've done our primary there. 1 person have emerged. In Kogi, we have 5. Wow. You see, so the party are now being patronized, and that is why I am still insisting and begging the obedient to participate, to join. No, this politics goes beyond supporting. It goes beyond being a support group. You need to be part and parcel of the process, because very soon they will start the process of nomination again. And when I ran election in 2019, I saw somebody I was running with. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to abuse her, but she's 65. She's on a stretcher. And parliament is not like executive, I was running this election with him, and on the day of voting, we were on the polling unit. I asked my young people like me, I asked them, this is the person running under APC, and I'm the one running. They say, Oga, no be matter of talk.
Wow.
Na money. Wow. Young people like me. And these are people I'm coming to save our collective future. And they are the one telling me that, Oga, no be talk. Bring money. I say, this lady cannot stand, because parliament, sometimes you have to fight to get things for your constituents, to defend the emotion where you have 360 House of Rep members. You think it's easy? You must be very intelligent and brilliant to be able to push one motion, because 360 persons want to do the same thing that you want to do. How can you prove to people that you need a primary health care in your constituency? You want to prove to 360 persons that it is you that need it first before them. So you see that is a very challenging, it's a very tasking job. You know, it's because our parliament is docile. That is why you see pot-bellied men going in there and they sit and sleep and they go home, you know, and collect their allowances. So I'm sorry about that, but I don't see it repeating. But most of you will get your mandate through the court, I'm sure.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Can we just thank you so much? I have really enjoyed having this conversation with you.
Thank you.
And it's kind of like opened my eyes to what politics should be and how we should participate as youths. And thank you everyone that's listened. I hope you guys got something from talking to the National Youth Leader. And for everyone who's online watching, please, please, please do not just be an obedience. Make sure that you are participating. I'm going to ask the National Youth Leader to just give us a final thought. And remember, you are talking to the UK potential Labour Party member. Because I know that you're going to still travel. I know some of my friends in America, they're waiting for you.
No, I'll be there.
Those in Malaysia, they're waiting for you.
Yeah.
Because this party is going to be run by the youths.
Yeah, sure. That
and
is the point.
obedience will be the people,
Yes.
because we are youth and we
Yes.
want the change.
Sure.
And the change we want will happen. It's not business like it's not like everybody
The
knows
business
that
as usual.
we have moved as a country.
Yeah.
So please, your parting word to anyone watching this,
Thank
any
you.
obedient out there.
Thank you, Blessing and Sarah. You guys have been very wonderful persons, and I appreciate you for this opportunity. I appreciate all the people here, that have listened to me. I don't even know if I've made sense, but but I'm happy that I see people listening to me anyway. One thing I will say is this. For example, we have a court case going on. I want us to remain focused. I want us to remain inspired. I want us to remain motivated. I want us to remain encouraged, because eventually victory is certain. And I'm sure that, God's willing, before the end of October, November, Peter Obi will be declared the president of Nigeria. And beyond that, I want us to now consolidate on the gains that we've made with 2023 general election. I was very happy that starting from the process of voters registration, people travel from the UK to come and register.
Yes.
Honestly, it was so encouraging. People traveled from the UK to come and register for voters card. They stayed back and collected their voters card. The surge that Nigeria experienced in 2023 election, if we do it again, like P.O., in one of our meetings with him, he said that even him was surprised. He never believed that it would get to the point it got to. At some point when they said we are just 4 persons that obedient, that you guys are just 4 tweeting in a room, but you shocked the whole world.
Yes.
In terms of political revolution, what happened in Nigeria have not happened anywhere in the world. It was so massive that, do you know, for the first time a political party is coming on board, winning parliamentary positions. Despite the hitting, the hammering, the rigging, the manipulations, the mutilations, the intimidations, they won even governors.
Yes.
Won parliamentaries. We have over 64 House of Assembly across the country.
Wow.
We have 35 House of Rep members. We have 8 senators. Is it not something to celebrate?
And one governor.
And one governor. And Edoga, the Enugu is coming. We have 2 governors. Yes. The Enugu is coming as well. Okay. And I know that GRV, the Lagos guy, will win his election, because already something is happening in Lagos, So he will also come on board. So my parting word is, please, let's take ownership of the party. After all, the party is Papa, Mama, Pikin. Okay. And when you have this relationship of Papa, Mama, Pikin, it is in the hand of the Pikin to actually protect the mama and the papa. So I'm proud of you guys here. Many of you spent pounds that you work hard, not like Nigeria where people don't work and they earn money. But I see that here, any pound you make, you earn it. You work for it. And many of you kept sending. Buy t-shirts, buy face cap, buy this, go, take a taxi to go and participate. You guys are wonderful. Continue in that direction. I remove my cap for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, if you want to meet him, this is a meet and greet. Please, you can come and take pictures. And
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure, sir.
You talk past me.
Boy must be taller than his papa now. Brother, it's a pleasure.
Okay, please. Standard picture. Okay.
Okay. Blessing, you are joining
I
the
want it
picture.
after them.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to use this.
Oh, this
Okay,
one.
this background. Okay.
What? Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, one lady there.
Oh,
Come here.
Okay.
Sarah.
like just people.
Okay.
Okay then.
Thank you.
Can I just take pictures with
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
behavior?
Please.
Sarah?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'll just take, and then I'll come and take
Okay, okay. Just three of us first. Okay then. Okay. Just me and him.
Okay.
Yeah, please. If you won't mind. My papa. Me and the chairman. Me and the chairman alone.
No, it's fine. He's fine.
No. Okay.
Doctor.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Look at it.
Yep.
Thank you. Blessing.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. Boy, come on.
let me finish taking my time. Come and join.
Hello.
Kadum, come. Yeah, when you get old, you see.
You should join on that one.
Come and join here. Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I'm coming
for
to
the hard
take
work.
pictures.
Thank you.
How was it?
Amen. 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 Amen.
I'm very sincere.
Okay.
For the camera guy.
I can move this. Thank you, my brother. It's a pleasure.
Voice spoken.
How's everything?
Very fine, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello. How are you? Thank you so much. I'm happy to be around too. I'm happy to be around.